Good day, sir. How are you?
Good day. I'm doing very well.
Welcome to the media. What may be your name?
So my name is Amara Kanneh. I am the author of the book, It's called Liberia, A Journey Through Our History and Culture.
Okay, so my first question here is, how long did it take you to research this?
I started doing the research 2024. I think 2 years. Yeah, I think 2 years. Started 2024, so 2 years.
So, why is it important for a young Liberian to understand their history today?
So I think that I was very curious. I think that I was you know, I was very intentional to know more about the gaps that exist in uh, the so many history books that have been written by so many scholars. I was very intentional to know what are those gaps that I can be able to extract and write about so that the younger generation too can be able to read more about them. And also, the many history book that was written in the 90s and in the 2000s, context has changed. The context that exists during the 90s and the context that exists during the 2000s, there are different contexts. Currently, there are so many things that are changed in the fiscal landscape of our country, governance, the political system. So many things have changed. So we cannot continue to rely on those contexts according to the history we are reading. Even though we made research, we use existing scholars, we identify the gaps, and we're able to write so that this particular book can serve as a legacy for the younger one. It's not about the old versus young. No, over the past time, we have read history that, you know, many of time that the older ones have been writing. So I think it's important that we understand generational change and generational shift to be able to serve legacy for the younger generation. So those things are the ones that prompted me to be able to write.
Okay, so can you tell us or tell the public which part taught you in a Liberian history while writing this book?
Somebody would say, what's your favorite part? All right, so that we have had so many presidents, right? Somebody will say 24, somebody will say 25 president, President Joseph Newman Boakai. So among the 25 presidents that we have quote unquote, and I was really curious to know from President Joseph Junior Roberts to our current president, you know, to analyze each president, their governance structure, what they stood for, how they made the country, what did they do. I was very curious. So among the 25, I highlighted approximately 14 if you look in the book. And the reason I did it is not because I never wanted to write about all the 25. No, I wanted to extract who are those presidents, what they represented, how they met the country, what did they do, how the country can look at them, how the young people can look at them. I think that's my favorite part of the book. Yes, and another favorite part of the book is the Constitution, the 1986 constitutional part of the book, the legal side of the book, where I mentioned citizens to know their rights. In Liberia, not many people know their rights. I'm telling you, not many people know their rights. That's the reason, small thing will happen. You understand that lawyer will charge you 250, 350, 150 because you don't know your right. You don't know what you're supposed to do. So what we did, we also work along with some of our legal experts, to be able to analyze section of the 1986 Constitution. So I think those are my two favorite part of the book. But the book is good though.
Yeah. So my next question is, uh, why do you think cultural education is important?
So in my speech, I mentioned something like that. A country that forgets its history do not know where that country is going. So the country is a country. but I'm indirectly referring to the citizen. If the citizens of the country forget their roots, they are blind already. They don't know where they are going. So if you have daughter or if you have a son, for me, I have kids. So some of them you ask them, they will tell you I'm from Montserrat. If you really dig behind them, some of them from Lofa County. But they say they were born in Montserrat County, they have never been to Lofa. They don't want to identify as a Kisi man or Kisi woman. They don't want to identify as a Pele woman or Pele man or man. They don't want to identify. They refer to themselves as Congo. What is Congo? You are a native person from Nima County, Mano or View, but you don't want to identify. You need to know where you come from. You need to know your tribe. You need to know what the tribe practices in that particular area. If you know those things, it becomes very okay for you. You like it or not, like we operate in sometimes we operate tribal, religion, politics, those things play here, right? So like for instance, if you are contesting for representing in local county, there are certain things you are not part of, absolutely will embarrass you. There are certain tribe you are not from, absolutely it will embarrass you. You cannot go to a typical Kisi man, you say you are Congo, and you say you want to become a representative or lawmaker over there. So in short, you must know where you come from, you must understand your history, and it will help you to plan and you know where you're moving forward.
Okay, so
So, from my end, let's get Johnson putting
So what?
so actually data.
Okay.
So, my person have been drawn to the title,
Yes.
tradition and culture, mainly that's the part I think.
Yes.
Now, looking at the traditional aspect,
Yeah.
it's actually being exhibited in the lower past.
Yes.
Now, look at your book launch, then held in Montserrat. You don't think it is necessary that you can do another launch in each part of the country so that the people who do not have the means to get to town because of no connectivity, bad network, that cannot go on social media, that they will be able to get this information from you directly and be able to get access to people. Because there are many students out there that want to go more about the culture, but they
Sure.
don't have the
You are a very smart journalist. What's your name?
Alex came.
I would like to work with you further. My name is Amara. So the thing is, I will respond to that question in two phases, right? So when I was doing the research, I'm a social worker. So I go in the field a lot. I go all the time. The Western Bell, I go in the Western Bell, I go in the Southeast. I really, really go all the time. So I know what the people are going through over there. And not somebody who just say, I'm also rather no. I go in the counties, I go in villages, I go in town, see people, I write. I have a bachelor in sociology. I know about the people, how the people live in Nima County because I have been there. I have worked with them in so many different programs area through social development, right? And it was based on those experiences I gathered and I also built on other scholars and wrote this particular book. But here is the thing, right? Due to resource constraint, we were unable to say we're going one of the rural counties to be able to launch our book due to resource constraint. However, I will take your recommendation into consideration. My team and I will look into it and see how best we can raise resources. If maybe if there are one more region, if possible, maybe one or two or three counties, we can be able to send them. But taking into consideration, my team will work in that direction. I love that recommendation. Thank you.
My next question has to do with the reach out.
Yeah,
Looking at our schooling,
yeah,
find it difficult to contribute.
yes,
Let's say look at the laboratory system and libraries
yeah,
around the country. We do not have some.
yes.
So how this book is going to reach out to the students and the
So thank you. So before this launch, when doing a preparatory stage, what we did a map all about who are those people we can reach out to. We say young leaders, we say educator, we say politician, we say traditional chiefs and elders. We map every one of them. We say these people, they are somehow connected with students, with young people. We think that we can work along with them, but it is very difficult when you write people to get them on board. We wrote and Some of them came, some of them did not come. They call in sick and other thing, other schedule. However, we also have written the Ministry of Education. We wrote the Ministry of Education that presenting them that this is our book. We are kindly asking your curriculum division to look through our book, review it, and accept it so that it can be enshrined within Ministry of Education curriculum. We did that already. We wrote them already. I think the honor review. We are very hopeful that Ministry of Education will give us approval. When they give us approval, this means that the book will be taught in high schools. Then we also, my team also have a high school engagement. We have a high school engagement plan wherein we will map all high schools in various regions. Like your recommendation for all to go in other area. First, the first thing we're going to do, we deal with Mosurado first because they're where we reside. We place Mosurado County in the region, the schools. We place the 17 districts in the regions and we map the school out so that we can be able to work with principals, for those schools, principal, registrar, or CEO or president. Work along with them so that we sell our idea to them. Then we can build partnership with them while Ministry of Education finish approving it so that it can be taught as history or social science. We also build MOU with them, with the principal, and the book can also be taught, and along the way. I think that's a very good strategy. But before we do that, we don't want to breach protocol. We want for Ministry of Education to firstly give us the approval. Yeah, so we're working on that.
So lastly, from the end, what are some of those challenges faced during the period you're putting these ideas together to make it?
So like I said, one is going out in the field to collect information. It is not easy to just write a book. You don't just sit down in your room, you write a book. You need to go in the field. And as a social worker, to get people to talk, it becomes very challenging. That's another skill you have to use. And it's time consuming for people to talk. Maybe you draw all your questionnaire. You first need to draw your questionnaire. When you draw your questionnaire, you need to go in the field, talk to people. You gotta convince people. People gotta open up. You gotta introduce yourself, and they gather that information. That's another constraint. Another constraint is resource. Everything has to do with money, my brother. People is costly. It's not all about the money because it will tell you how much my team spent. You wouldn't believe it. The preparation, the printing of this book, the banners, the flyers, calling media, pre-media or interview, post-media interview, radio appearances. All those things are costly. You know that very well. If you don't know, meaning that you have not been through it. But we that are seated in the chair, we know. But it's not all about resource, but the passion. Yeah, so basically resource and maybe through the research. Yeah.
My name is Kanneh, recruiting for AJ Television.
Who?
AJ Television, my name is Anthony Sir.
Yeah.
I want to know where can people find this book?
All right. So when you say where, I think you're talking about digital platform, with the exception of the physical copy. All right. So we launched the book today, right? So we have the media and branding committee of the book have a strategy first as to how to carry on our outreach. That is the first thing. So there are Liberians who are not here, they are in the diaspora. So hopefully by next week, we will be publishing the book on Amazon. We want to publish on Amazon where people will go and purchase online. You know how Amazon works. You publish it over there, so people, that one when you publish your book on Amazon, absolutely like forever, it's there. It meaning that globally people can go on Amazon, they can search for this book, and they can be able to purchase it online. So that one next we want to do it. That's the first thing. Another thing again, like I told you, you can't go to our major target in the whole thing, our audience are schools. Our audience are school. You understand? But you can't do that in the absence of MOE. So I want you, the journalist, to also help me. If you think this book is beneficial, if you think what I'm saying makes sense, I want you to help me also to kindly call on Ministry of Education to kindly give us approval so that we can be able to work with school. Because it's very shameful for you to have your daughter, for you to have your son, and almost thing about Liberia when you ask them, they don't know about it. It's shameful. It's very, very sinful. It becomes a responsibility on you and me, the parents. We must teach our children about Liberia history. When you go in Ghana, the Ghanaian children, because I have the opportunity, I study in Rwanda, I study in Ghana, I study in India as well. I've been almost all the country in East Africa as well. I have experience in Liberia and OSA. When you sit in class with those Ghanaians, those Nigerians, when they're discussing their culture, you the Liberian, you can be scared for them to ask a question because you know you're not respond. The people can be discussing their culture, their tradition. When you Ghana men here and other things, when they men are Ghanaian, men are Ghanaian, when you are here and things, they will not speak English. Two of them communicating, hold that tree. They will never do it. But when you see Liberian, they won't speak series. They won't speak English. They will not speak Pele, they will not speak Va. They are not proud of their tribes. But the people out there, some of them are educated than you, some of them are educated than me, but they still speak their dialects. They speak their tribes. Yes.
So, before we let go of you, is there any question that we didn't mention that you want to brother have?
I don't have question. I just have an appreciation message for everybody. So, firstly, let me start with the journalists. The journalists, they are people that can give you visibility everywhere. In the absence of the journalists, there will be a limitation in whatsoever thing you do. So let me start with you guys. I want to say special thanks to every one of you. Some of you I did not invite you. Some of you personally say I will come because this is all about Liberia. This is a young man. Some of you purposely came to cover it. I just want to say thanks to every one of you, the press. Special thanks to our guests, our family, our friends, and Ministry of Education, everybody who supported the book by even posting my flyer on your status. Thank you. By posting on Facebook, thank you. Supporting me by calling, by texting, thank you. My team and I, digital expert, we really, really appreciate you so much. We are very, very grateful and humble. Thank you so much. We will continue to write. My name is Amara Kanneh. I have a first degree in sociology, and I also have a master degree in development studies. And I hope to get a PhD subsequently. Thank you so much.